Ah, there we go. I'm now live again. Right, okay. Try and remember. Another practice run, guys. Start coughing immediately. Try and speak properly, John, and pronounce your words so that the little peeps can understand you, because this is important, you fool. Yeah, fuck all that. Fuck all what? Excuse the language. No, really do I swear. Uh, Pink Floyd song. Fuck all that. We've got it going with the film show. Hollywood waits at the end of the rainbow. Don't care what it's about as long as the kids go. Yeah. Message in that, isn't there? Roger Waters and his remarkable stuff. I love it. I think probably find lots of alkies would love that kind of stuff. Because it is. Yeah. You listen to some of the stuff, you've got this coronavirus or whatever it is, and we now know how politicians work and how devious they are and how unscrupulous they are and how medias work as well to get your attention. It's quite astonishing. And I'm very, very aware of it. And I don't sit in front of the telly anymore letting them wind me up and getting angry with it. Because I've got a remote control. The biggest weapon ever devised, a remote control. You can switch them off. I have control. I record what I want to watch. And I can spend the whole night watching TV on my choice programs and not watching it. It's astonishing. But that's neither here nor there because it's fuck all that. I do get a bit peed off at times, and there was a guy on the internet. It was about this bloke. It was an AA site similar to this. About this bloke who used to come on and do all these wonderful videos, and he was all well produced, and he was on a wee stage, and he walked about. He was performing. This guy sussed him immediately. This was a performance by this bloke. And I listened to some of his stuff, and it was complete and utter rubbish. Just complete and utter rubbish. And I thought, I'll get in touch with them and let them know, constructive criticism, and maybe hurt other people as well. But there was no comments. He wasn't allowing comments. We know what that means. His ego is such that he doesn't want to hear other people commenting on what he says. I'm God. What I say goes. And I recently discovered that he committed suicide. They had a relapse. His wife chucked him out. He was a life coach as well. Kind of interesting. He was a life coach, and he relapsed and ended up dying, which was really sad. From time, I thought to myself, I wonder what would have happened if they got a chance to listen to what I was saying when my constructive criticism. This guy, come on, responding. I generally don't bother too much with that kind of stuff. But yeah, well, that AA stuff's a lot of rubbish. It's what is it they call it? The religious cult. It's a cult. And I've met them. I've met just about every critic there is of AA, or every type of criticism of AA. And quite something to say to him. Well, first of all, he misquoted me, so I pointed out that we can't have a meaningful conversation if you're going to misquote. And can I ask you if you've actually taken these steps and that you know what you're talking about? I've not heard from him since, but he was quite vicious. He was quite vicious with this AA cult. And yet, the way AA developed, I can see exactly what he's saying. The AA is a cult, and any sort of criticism of AA is probably reasonably well founded. But the program isn't. The program's above all that. In the late 50s, 60s, they wrote, whoever it was, the members at the time, and I think it was inspired by Bill W., Dr. Bob, and Dr. Bob was still alive, I'm not sure, 59, 60. Don't think so. And basically it was a sobriety, freedom from alcohol, through the practice and teachings of the 12-step recovery program is the sole purpose of an AA meeting. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It's the sole purpose of an AA meeting. And I won't beat about the bush. I'm 27 years sober, and you don't have to believe that. Wouldn't blame me if you did. But I can prove what I'm saying about this program. That's all you need to know. It doesn't matter whether I'm 6 months sober or 65 years sober. If what I'm saying is in that book, you're on the right track. And everything I say is in that book. What's not in that book is my experience. And I don't make any excuses for that. Yeah, so AA is dangerous, actually. It's actually dangerous as a means of carrying this message through the practice and teachings of the 12-step recovery program. It's the sole purpose of an AA meeting. I live in North London way. I've covered God knows how many meetings. Probably not a meeting in North London or even West London that I've not been to, in my local area as well. And I know, unless I've changed, that there's only one meeting I know that actually follows that those directions, that advice. That's Tuesday afternoon meeting in Luton. And by God, that needs it. Treatment centre town. So treatment centre talk. It's not AA, it's not the program. So we discipline them. We give them sheets with AA specific and general topics. And that's cool. That's really good. We generally have a lovely meeting where we just end up discussing things which are in the pages. And yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Every meeting should be like that. I should be talking about every meeting this week. Hey guys, I've got an AA meeting tonight and it's going to be as nice as the one last night. But it's not. That's the problem with AA. It's not. And if that's a cult, then it's a cult. Fair enough. But there is no problem with the program. I did write back to that guy and say, actually, have you tried the program? Have you tried the steps? Are you talking through experience here? But he never get back to me. I might have repeated myself. I may have repeated myself there. Forgive me. So I do get a bit upset. I do get a bit upset, and I do sometimes end up swearing. But I don't swear gratuitously. You will have noticed if you've listened to any of these videos. I don't. In fact, I can talk for an hour and not swear at all, quite easily. And yet I used to cuss and swear. I thought that was just normal. That's the way I was brought up. It's just normal. And the C word was the regular part of my vocabulary. But I didn't realise it was so offensive down here. It means nothing up there. It's like the F word up. It's like the F word down here. And God, I upset an awful lot of people and didn't know it. Why did they say hello to me? Why did you just walk by me? Because you upset them with your swearing, John. I didn't know that. Nobody told me. This is the dilemma of this illness. Jesus, cunning, baffling, and powerful. Whoa. And now we've got this virus. And it is what it, I believe I'm going to say this, it is what it is. That's it, it's a virus and you have to just stay isolated until such times as people who know better tell you. And I can do that. As an alcoholic, no. I can make a show of myself, attention seeking. I'd argue with people about, well, don't worry about that, no, but shake hands, give us a cuddle. And not good. I had it all in my head when I was sober, and I acted it out when I was drunk. So you met two different people. When he's sober, seems okay, but when he's drunk, he's a nightmare. Most alcoholics will identify with that. Most. And people are too frightened of you because you're quite very aggressive, loud and aggressive. Swearing is very aggressive. When they just don't talk to you. They just don't talk. They don't come and complain about your language or whatever because God knows what's going to happen because you intimidate them. And here's me full of fear. And people are intimidated by me. How's that happen? There you go. I did what I couldn't do sober. I did it when I was drunk. There was a means to help me. Shocking business. So yeah, we've got this coronavirus and people can't go to meetings because there's no meetings. So that's a problem. It's a problem for people who rely on meetings. And that's, I would say 90% of people rely on meetings. In fact, they're actually taught to rely on meetings, to become dependent on meetings, which is so wrong. So wrong. You come to AA to get the program, yeah, and then you come to AA to give the program. That's it done. That's all you talk about. Sole purpose. Sole purpose. Singleness of purpose, sole purpose. So important. And yet, as I've already said, there's only one meeting I know that follows the advice that they give. So here's these wee people. My God, what are they doing? How are they keeping themselves together? Because they don't have a program. They don't have a step 10. They don't know nothing about step 4 and 5. They're ignorant. And they don't know how to practice it. And the stuff they're hearing in the rooms is total rubbish anyway. Yeah. What is it when you go into an AA meeting? Well, I'm going to do, so-and-so's going to do the chair. Right, okay, fine. Well, let me tell you a bit about myself. Please don't. We don't need to know about yourself. We just need to know that you were powerless and how you overcame that powerlessness. Please don't. It's so depressing. And it's hardly surprising that most people walk away from me. Most people were more intelligent than me and perhaps had better things to do with their lives. And they just walked away. And others walked away because they were just so depressed by the whole deal. And God knows what happened to them. God knows what happened to them. So, yeah, I'm going to tell you a story. Not good enough. Not good enough. So seriously wrong. We don't need the ins and outs of your relationship. We don't need to hear how funny you were. We don't need to know how serious and how abusive your father was towards you. All of that stuff. We don't need to know that. All we need to know is, my name's John, I'm an alcoholic. And that's it. And here are the steps we took. Here are the steps we took. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to run through them because it's so simple. It is. You cannot imagine how simple this is. I thought this is a nightmare. What I was hearing in those rooms. I practice these steps every day, said this miserable face little. I was going to swear in the front row every week. I practice these 12 steps every day. I heard somebody quoting it. Yeah, these two old boys who sat on the back. Yeah, we practice these 12 steps every day. And I fall into my bed exhausted, but I've had a sober day. Joan Charlie was actually, God bless him. Now passed on. And Joe says, that guy needs a drink. He's 30 years sober, but he needs a drink because he's not got a clue what he's talking about. Wow. And I was listening to these people, and you think, well, he's 30 years old. Didn't even question it. He might have been making it up because I'm naive and I'm 40 years of age with the mind of a 10-year-old. But I didn't know that. And guess what? Neither did any of the meetings because there was no sobriety. There was no sobriety. So you listen to this person dredging through his past and making funnies and trying to be you. You got the comedian as well, and I was sitting there thinking, this isn't funny. Why are people laughing at him? I didn't know what neurotic laughter was at that time. Yeah. And reminds me of Clarence Snyder, 85, Hawaii, I think it was, a convention, and he was there doing the talk. I don't get newcomers anymore. Only get them when you lot have screwed them up. This was in 1985. And there was a neurotic laughter. Wasn't that funny? He wasn't being funny. So you want this program to do it at my house at the weekend, and you walk away with this program 2 days. That's a fact, by the way. And I'll prove it to you as we go on. Everything I say, you will find it in the book. How reassuring is that? How reassuring. That's what the man said to me. But I think that was after he told me I had to study the book first, which was almost suicidal stuff. That God knows how I survived that. He still doesn't accept that it's wrong. He still doesn't accept that it's wrong. There's clear-cut precise in the book. There's clear-cut precise instructions in the book. And we set off on them from the first page. It doesn't say anything about studying. It talks about following clear-cut precise instructions. And none of those instructions are studying the book. But then you go, you've got these people who's, oh no, that's well, and they've got 30 years sobriety, and newcomers look at that. I used to not see how sober I was. And I remember the man saying, "Don't hide your light under a bushel." Okay. I still look kind of young and handsome. So. But anyway, that's your average chair. So, and then the last 5 minutes, oh yeah, and then the program, and then yeah, thanks very much. That was average. You go to a step meet, they'll talk about the steps as they are in the 12 and 12, which was published in the early 50s, 12, 13 years after the Big Book. Why did you need that? If the Big Book's so simple, with clear-cut precise instructions, why would you need that? Nobody seemed to have asked that question. This was a book that Bob wrote. Bill wrote it. And he kept it back. He didn't publish it with deference to Bob, who was in the late 40s. He's on his deathbed basically, and Bob passed away, and that's when Bill declared the red light, the green light to go on with his book and publish it. He shouldn't have done it because it just confused the issue. I'd say, well, this is your version of the steps. Well, yeah, and it's your opinion. Well, yeah, but you're a founder member, so people are going to put a lot on what you say, and then you're going to cause confusion because the steps are already in the Big Book, and there's things that you're saying which is contradicting them. So that's got to be wrong. It's got to be wrong. AA did put the decliner or whatever it is. When they said when they describe it in the beginning of the book, in the front pages, where they describe things or whatever else. It says it's a book written by a co-founder. A disclaimer. It's an interpretive commentary on the 12-step recovery program by a co-founder. If you look at that, then you'll see it, but if you don't, you won't see it. But if that's the case, then why bother printing that at all? Why bother printing that at all? It was a very bad decision. And how many people have been taken through this program using that book and died because it's not the program. There's about 2 steps. He actually, it's kind of clear. Got a copy of the Big Book's version of the steps. There is only one version of the steps. That's in the 12. That's in the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, which I should have to hand somewhere, but as usual, I haven't. Yeah. So Let's launch out the course of vigorous action. No, we have to hold that moment. We've got to get a step one sorted. So simple question. First 3 chapters, step one, if you need them. I'll ask a newcomer. When you want to stop, can you? No. When you start, can you control the amount you drink? No. Guarantee when you finish? No. That's just a little bit I put in at the end. I think it helps with it. So can you admit that that's parents? That you've got a problem? Well, since you put it that way, well, yeah. Right, okay, fine. Step one done. Ting. 2 minutes. Step two. People in the book found a solution. Oh, did they? Yeah. Do you want to follow that path? Oh, yeah. Came to believe. Who did? The people who wrote the book. How did they do that? They've done the rest of the steps. How simple can you get? 12 steps, 12 statements of fact based on the experience of the people who wrote the book. Every step begs a question. How did they do it? And every question is answered in the first 103 pages of the book. That is a fact. You don't have to study it because it's a book of instructions. And I can hear wee Laurie out in Chelsea, no, it's not, it's a book of suggestions. 30-odd years sober and crude and rude and journalist, a man of words, but doesn't know the difference between suggestions and instructions. They suggest that you follow their path. They give you good reason to do that. And if you decide to follow their path, then they will have to instruct you. In fact, they say that clear-cut, precise instructions, Laurie. I wonder if he's heard about this and you'll come and make amends to me. An awful lot of people don't like me, but very few. You can count them the fingers with 2 hands, the number of people over the past 20 years who've actually come and made amends to me. Would you believe it? It's the phone. I'm in the middle of, well, okay, right, fine. Hello.
Hello?
Speak.
Oh, is that Mr. McCaskey?
Yes, this is Mr. McCaskey.
Hello, sorry, I wasn't sure whether you were talking to me or someone else. It's Oliver from licensing. You asked for a call.
Did I?
Tracy sent me a message asking me to call you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Oh, God, for goodness sake, I was doing a YouTube thing there. How do you stop it? How do you kill? Oh, I don't know. See, this is not good. Right, anyway, I'll just have to.
I'll call you back in a minute if that's.
No, I was in full flow and you've spoiled the moment now. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you don't need to be sorry.
Okay, how can I help?
Oh yeah, I was talking to my lawyer and about this, your request for me to come to your office and have a discussion about something that you don't seem to be able to tell me about. And in the cops, in the situation with the cops. And he says, well, basically a load of rubbish, I suppose, but he advised me to come and attend your meeting and record the meeting and take it from there.
Okay.
Because I don't, if I was to get my lawyer to come to the meeting with you, I'd have to pay him. And that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I imagine it.
Yeah. So, I don't know. If, that's assuming that this case is still proceeding.
Yes, it is. Yes, yeah.
Right. So, there you go.
I'll just have to double check that my offices are still available because it depends on what the government guidance is and what our legal people say.
Yeah.
But if you're willing to have a conversation, we'll work out a way of recording it, even if it's some sort of telephone conference, so you can have a copy of it. So you can
Now, according to what I can remember, you were talking about you and Brad.
Yeah.
I would prefer Gina.
Okay.
Because I've got no faith in Brad whatsoever. I think I made that obvious to you. I've made that obviously. I've got no faith in them whatsoever. And I'm not in, somebody sticking something through my door. Good grief, it's all happening. Right, so if if you could.
I'll do some checking and make sure we can still get a room at the council offices.
Yeah.
And then I'll give you a call Tuesday morning if that's okay. We'll arrange a convenient time to, however we do it, have that conversation.
Right, fine, thank you.
Okay.
Cheers.
Have a good bank holiday.
Is that bank holiday, is it?
Yeah, it's Good Friday and Bank Holiday Monday.
Good Friday, that's a Catholic thing, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
What do you mean you're not sure?
I'm not sure of the origins of the holiday. I just know it's Good Friday.
You know it's Good Friday, but you don't know the origins of it. That's when Jesus was stuck up in that piece of wood. You remember that guy, Jesus?
Yes, I've definitely heard of Jesus.
Well, the most famous man who ever lived. Everybody remembers Jesus. It's amazing, isn't it? Everybody. Anyway, right, I'll let you go on. Yeah, right, okay. Right, ta-ta, and I'll wait to hear from you then.
Lovely, I'll speak to you Tuesday.
Right, ta-ta.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I'm back again. You'd have heard all of that. I don't know what to do. See, I don't know what to do. I'm looking down at the keyboard as if it's going to do something on it. And I keep forgetting to look at the camera. And I should have it up towards the TV possibly. And well, it's kind of screwed up anyway. And that was a man from the taxi office. Jesus. What a bunch they are. I don't know if I've told you the story behind that taxi thing, but it's neither here nor there because we're talking about the 12-step recovery program. Well, I'm talking about it. And yeah, sorry for that interruption. But anyway, where it's kind of pick up at step 3, made a decision. Who did? People who wrote the book. To do what? To turn their life and their will over to the care of God as he understood God. Because by virtue of most people have got a basic understanding of God, Jesus, and if not, those 3 chapters are there to help. So we're working on the assumption that you have a basic understanding of God, higher power, man, something. So we've made the decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of this God. How did they do it? They took steps 4 to 9. Well, that's it. Yeah. They took steps 4 to 9. Wow. That's all right. So step 4, moral inventory. Inventory. I wasn't sure what that meant in those days. Wasn't sure what it meant. And I asked them, this is just keeping a list of things. It's like a business takes inventory of their stock. To check what's happening, check what's selling and what's not selling. And if what's not selling, then they won't order it again because it's just sitting on the shelf doing nothing. And any business that doesn't take inventory will go bust. All right, is that what it means? That's interesting. Yeah, 40 years of age and I'm finding out what inventory means. Fascinating. And it's a moral inventory. What does that mean? It means looking for the truth, basically. It's keeping it real simple. So he shows me how to lay it out, step 4, this moral inventory. The A4 paper, excuse me, painkillers. So it's moral inventory, looking for the truth. So I take an A4 piece of paper and I draw a line down the left-hand side, 2 inches in to the bottom, full length of the page. I go to the other side, and about 3 inches in, I draw a line down the full length again. At the top, I draw a line across. Well, right. So in the top left-hand corner, I've got a little rectangular, yep. And in the middle, I've got a big rectangular thingy, yep. And in the right-hand side, I've got a rectangular. So in the top left-hand one, I put down the person that I resent. Oh, you resent. So I mean, somebody I don't like. I've got lots of people I don't like. Lots of people I don't like. All right, okay, fine. So I put down a name, and in the centre, I put down basically shorthand. Why I resent my mother, because she didn't treat me very well. She was upset with my father, who abandoned her by dying drunk, and she was kind of taking it out on me. She became a very angry, mean woman. Interestingly enough, my father died and left her with 5 kids. 1963. Come 1965, she's got another 2 kids. That's totally irresponsible. And this is an interesting story in that sense, because I resent my mother for that. Totally irresponsible. She obviously she was irresponsible. She was left a widow with 5 kids. Why did she manage to work out that 5 kids? Yeah? I remember she told me once, I was sitting there struggling with a hangover, Christmas and everything. And she told me that she married him and he was young, 21 or whatever. He was a good footballer. He was a good footballer. He was showing certain top clubs were showing interest in him, which he was sad. And she married him. And the next weekend she had 2 black eyes because he went and got drunk and broke her nose. She'd never seen him drinking before. They used to just go to a little Italian cafe. A little Italian cafe. They'd go there. And as soon as they get married, that was it. Bye. So she had 1 kid. Every chance she was probably pregnant at the time of the marriage. Her mother. She then went on to have me a year or so later. Like, how's that working? Yeah. And then another couple of years after that. So she ended up with totally irresponsible on both parts. On both parts. Totally and utterly irresponsible. And I condemn both of them for that. No thought or consideration for the children at all. And it's the honest truth of it. I don't love my mother. I have no reasons to love my mother. I was never shown love in any form that I can imagine, remember. I can remember my father. Show me a photograph of him. Wouldn't know. Wouldn't know. And I've only ever seen 1 photograph of him, and God knows what that is. God knows what that is. Not particularly interested either. I didn't have a relationship with him. Didn't have a relationship with my mother, other than she was really mean and angry and resentful and decided to take it out on me, basically. And so I didn't love her. This program taught me compassion, because I now understand what she went through. And I don't love her, but I have a huge, probably more than anybody else on the planet, but certainly my family, I have a huge compassion for them. That's a good thing. Don't love her, but I have compassion for her. Wow, this program reveals so much. So much. And now I'm getting off the point, aren't I? And yeah, we're talking about people that step 4 in the columns. So you've got the name of the person. The first person that came to my mind was my mother. Right? But my mother did 5 lines, draw a line across. That's the for my mother. Next one, whoever, my sisters, and people that, neighbours, other kids that played about, in school, teachers, hated teachers, and all of that stuff. All the normal stuff. Nothing's too small. Nothing's too small. And I got it down. And I wrote it down that one column. I didn't go across the column. Yeah, I resent. Right. The cause, well, effects. No, I didn't do that. Because halfway down the page, I'd be getting back up. Some would come up and I'd be back up editing the first one. And then I'd be editing the first one again. Oh, for goodness sake. And I'd end up just scrunching all up, just, typical alcoholic. So you just do the one column at a time. So I list all these names, nothing's too small. As soon as I have to think about it, I'm done. And that's pretty cool, because it doesn't take you long to think about somebody you don't like, or somebody who's done you wrong. You also then list institutions you don't like. Well, there's a lot of institutions involved in her life because she was a widow with 5 kids. And she was on the dole, she was on the benefits, and it was horrendous. And the poverty we lived in was just horrendous. I won't get into any details because it's not nice. It's not nice. How we managed to survive it health-wise is just astonishing. Absolutely astonishing. Made of tough stuff as Glaswegians. Ta-da. So, yeah. All these institutions that I don't like. Government. And then there's another one. And that's, what was it called? Because I didn't know what it meant. But rules and like principles. Resentments against principles. Which, I don't know what that means. What's a principle? Basically, it's a rule in life. Rules in life that we don't like. Oh, yeah, right away. Well, bing, light on. No problem. Didn't like doing anything, especially when it cost me money. Road tax, MOT in a car, insurance, all of that kind of stuff. Petrol. Normal taxi, paying your wages. Most people go along with that. But it was all that. So then, having done that, I then go to the centre column and I write down the reasons why I have these resentments. How did it? What part of me was affected by that? And the cause of the resentment, why I'm not resentment. Right. And just doing shorthand because we're going to discuss it. You don't have to write a whole story on it. Yeah, you'll end up really depressed then. But you're going to discuss it. So that's it. Get that done. So you go to the final column. What part of you was harmed? What part did they hurt? Was it your self-esteem? Was it your personal relations? Was it your wallet? Money? It's all in the book, by the way. Chapter 5. And if I could think about where the book is, I would bluff my way through. John, you're an amateur. I am an amateur. An amateur is trying to show you how to save your life. Amazing, isn't it? I live on my own, I've got a bad back, so some people will know exactly how bad that is. It is bad. So we shall plunge into chapter 5, which is page 60. How it works, yeah. Yeah, there's a steps there, 12 steps. Yeah, we're looking for defects of character. Super. So there on page 65, they give you an example of how they're laying it out, and it's one column at a time. So I'm resentful at and then the cause, and then the part of me affected by that, which with sex relations, with self-esteem, with security, personal relations, wallet. That's just how simple it is. Don't psychoanalyze it, just write it down, because you're going to discuss it with a man, and then it'll take on a new perspective. Right, okay. So these are the three columns. You do them separately because you'll end up with your head on the backside, and then that's not good. So you have to try and discipline yourself. If to save a bit of time, then just do the names of people that you resent, and we'll go back to the principles and the other one, whatever that, I can't remember. The principles, the rules in life. Well, institutions, don't forget the institutions. So we'll focus on the people at the moment, right? I mean, go through that, and we write it down. That's right. Then we discuss it with a man. And basically what happens there is, keep it real simple, you cut through the crap. You cut through the rationalization and justification job. Oh yeah. Why are you saying that to me? I don't understand a word of that. You get people that you do get patronizing, it's called. Didn't know what that meant either, patronizing. Yeah. I'm really impressed by people who can use that kind of language. So yeah. Discussing it with the man. And just cutting through the rubbish. Oh, well, I wouldn't have done this if I hadn't done it. He did, yeah, you know, all that accusation and counter that. Rationalization and justification. I can rationalize it my way, make it sound all right, and then I can justify it my way. That was the story of my life, wasn't it? Yeah. They call it denial. And this is what the man's there for, to cut through that. So eventually what you find is, keeping it real simple, you discover who you hurt with your resentment, who you had harmed, or who had harmed you, who had acted towards you because of your behaviour, which I mean, just crazy, you know. An adult walking about with the mind of a child, which just then full of drink, just insane, just insane. So I say when I was sober and playing football and all that, and a drink after the game, that was okay, nothing showed up too much. It's only when the drink after the game went on a bit further, then that's when the insanity took over. And something's very sad. Never ever believes me how sad this is. I keep coming in with little interruptions like sad, and because I've forgotten where I was at. It's your fault. Yeah. So who reacted towards me because of me? Who acted towards me because they weren't nice people, and that was it. And who reacted towards me because of me? And it's amazing when you work that stuff out. All right. So that was right. You know, it all starts to fall into place. Ding, ding, ding. It's just remarkable. I challenge you to do it and then get back to me and tell me just how wonderful it was. We're only at step 4 and 5 because we're now discussing it with a man. Wow. So there you go. You've got this step 4 thing, and you've got, right, so now I know. Yeah, now you know. And then we have to have a look at my fears. What am I frightened of? What am I fearful of? Fearful more than anything else. And there was a few things. There still are a few things, because some of it you contract as a child because of the way we lived. There was always noise, and there was neighbours upstairs banging, and neighbours downstairs banging, and we were banging, and it was just horrendous. if anybody could think to build. These were the brave. This was a brave new world after the war, by the way. This brave new world that they were building in Glasgow and all over the country, you know, the famous places. Castle. I lived there for a bit. Still remember that. I was only 6 or 7. Trollchap. Easter House, which became famous. They'd done that famous gang documentary in the 60s and the 70s. Oh, it was horrendous. Quality of the houses were just horrendous, just fucking horrible. And it really upset my mother. All the pressure. I mean, she just succumbed. She found the magic drug. It wasn't not Viagra. Valium, Viagra. She didn't need that. Valium. That was it. She became a drug addict. And we got brought up by a drug addict. Shocking. And this stuff revealed it all for me, because it was all happening to me and I didn't know what was happening. You know, cunning, baffling and powerful. I was there, but I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know. This program told me what I needed to know. Wow. Dynamite. Absolute dynamite. It'll blow your socks off. Right, I've got these fears. I'm not too keen on flying. And I'm not too keen on barky dogs, you know, the ones pulling in the leash and snapping at you. Not too keen about that at all. Get resentful of that. I want to kick their head off. And to your pick, the person on whichever end of the lead. I can be so funny at times. I can be so funny. And that's it. That's it. Fears. Sexual conduct. Just read the book. Ever so simple. Ever so simple. Now, at this point in the proceedings, we return home because we've been somewhere. Okay? If you read the book, you'll know that. You get into the meeting and start telling them, yeah, what's the share? I said the book, mate. Oh, yeah, blah. And they won't like you. And you'll end up drinking coffee on your own. Yeah, you go in. You go into those rooms after doing this stuff and start telling them how you've done it, because they'll notice a change in you immediately. Immediately they will notice a change in you. And then you'll start talking about stuff, and they won't talk to you. You immediately alienate yourself. It's insane. It's really insane. You talk this program in those rooms, John, you'll end up drinking coffee on your own. And I was still only 10-year-old when I was talking this stuff. And that's exactly what happened. They put me to the back of the class. They shunned me. And I ended up drinking coffee on my own. To this day. To this day. They called me, what was it called? A big book thumper. Oh, he's become a big book thumper. Oh. They're so childish. He's a step Nazi, him. Excuse me, mate. Yeah, what? This step Nazi thing. What program are you practicing that allows you to talk that way? I didn't come here to be preached at. No. Okay. I advocate this program. I am an advocate of this program. Is that preaching? Yeah. Just insane. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. You start asking them pertinent questions, and then they all sort of get aggressive as well. Yeah. Some of them would. I've been attacked a couple of times. Physically attacked. Me and my bad back. That's okay. That's okay. I shall pray for them. No. And I think wee Jimmy's worth mentioning. He's a wee Scottish monk. Lives up Nebworth way. Yeah. Where they hold those festivals, music festivals. It's not quite, it's a bit further out than that. But anyway, he's up that way. And he's the kind of guy, what does it say? Yeah, you people bang, I'm 30 odd years sober, and you people bang on about this book and all of that, and this program, and you know, and it's express train to heaven, microwave recovery, because it's pretty quick. And they know why it has to be quick, because they need to keep your attention. Yeah, but this moron, he's 30 odd years sober. He tried to physically attack me, which was a bit comical. Him and his sidekick come down to close down our Tuesday meeting, the one I mentioned. Yeah, we've heard a lot of complaints about this meeting, so we're going to close this meeting down. And before I could get a word out, the secretary jumped up. It's a woman. She used to work in a pub, tough as old boots. She showed him the door. You couldn't believe this. And he still does it. And I still share openly about it, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. And he's still doing it. It's just a source. He's actually on the chair committee of this meeting, Letchworth. Letchworth is where it's at. So him and another guy picked the chairs. This guy doesn't even know the programme. And the other guy is the guy who took me through the programme. So why is he not picking me? You know, and I've got the front to go up to the secretary and say, why haven't you asked me, invited me to do a chair? Oh, well, we've got a committee. Well, who's in the committee? We, Jimmy. Well, fuck what good that's going to be. He's wanting to attack people. I mentioned it every time I see him in the meeting. I mentioned it in the meeting. He still hasn't come to apologise. So there's not a lot of programme there. And Bob, well, Bob's getting old, mid-70s now. And, maybe he doesn't respect me. Maybe he doesn't respect what I'm doing. Maybe I kind of, what does it call it? When you idolise somebody. And maybe I've done that. Set them up on the pedestal, yeah. Until it started to dawn on me what had actually happened and what should not have happened. And thankfully I survived it, because here I am. But that's okay. That's okay. No, it's not okay. It's disgraceful. People like that are allowed in the meetings at all. You should only be talking about the programme and how it's changed your life. That's all. Sole purpose. Bum, bum, bum. Get it back in there again. So there I am. We're now step 4. We're at the end, the latter end of step 4. And the fears. And yes, I've returned home. And after about an hour or so thinking about what I've done, I take down a bit. Returning home at the bottom of page 75. We find a place where we can be quiet for an hour, carefully reviewing what we have done. We've done a lot. We thank God from the bottom of our heart that we know Him better. Taking this book down from our shelf, we turn to the page which contains the 12 steps, chapter 5. Carefully reading the first 5 proposals, we ask if we have omitted anything, for we are building an arch through which we shall walk a free man at last. Is our work solid so far? Are the stones properly in place? Have we skimped on the cement put into the foundation? Have we tried to make mortar without sand? Which is a bit drawn out, you know. And I remember when I did get home, because I left the man's house, and although he did offer to put me up for the night, because he knows he just blew me away. It blew me away. I was driving home down a kind of motorway, the A1, and I had this Jag, which was a present to myself for my sobriety. When I'm driving down there's a dual carriageway at that point, and I'm doing 35 miles an hour. I'm supposed to be doing at least 60. And people are driving by me, turning their horn and flashing the lights, and what's up with them? I didn't have a clue. I was off. I was having a spiritual week. Luckily, I got a puncture and had to pull off. Wow, that's effect that had. Astonishing. Absolutely astonishing. So yeah, have a look at it. You saturated? Yeah, I'm saturated. It's fine. I just want to go on with it. And so I go back to the man the next day, or as soon as possible. It's ideally the next day. Yeah, I didn't know what a proposal was. Carefully reading the first 5 proposals. I had to phone the man and ask him what that meant. I said, well, it's actually the steps. I said, why did they say that? I said, they just like to use different words. Right, okay, fine, thanks. If you can answer to our satisfaction, which was yes. We then look at step 6. This is the top of page 76. We have emphasized willingness as being indispensable. Are we now ready to let God remove from us all the things which we have admitted are objectionable? We've still got them. All we've done is recognize them and admitted that they're objectionable. Yeah, that's step 4. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm okay with that. Can he now take them all? Everyone. If we still cling to something we will not let go, we ask God to help us be willing. Because there's certain things come up in these resentments this week. No way am I going to make amends to that one. I'm not going to make amends to that one. And some of it could be a bit dodgy and stuff, you know. And that takes time. But then there's the nutters in AA, the so-called sponsors. As soon as somebody introduces themselves as a sponsor, run a mile. Because they are nutters. This wee woman I took through the steps, she'd had a relapse. And the reason why she'd had a relapse is because her sponsor told her, when she was doing her step 4, that her father sexually abused her. So she put him down in presentments, rightly so. Yep, was in my dad, he sexually abused me. Yep. And she was talking to him, as I am just now, she was talking to him about it after. He says, well, you'll have to make amends to your dad. What? I said, well, you resent him. So you have to make amends to him. Says it in the book. That doesn't. And the wee woman left and went and had a drink. Because she believed this nut, this fruitcake, psychopath. That you were a child and he sexually abused you and you have to go and make amends to him. Where were you at fault? Just read it through. Yeah. Where was I at fault? I wasn't at fault, I was a child. So if there's certainly a feeling of resentment, but you played no part in it. So it's down to that person to come and make amends to you. And the wee woman burst out crying. So fuck what we've done here. There was joy. She had a big smile on her face. She said, thank you. Thank you. You cannot appreciate what that's made, the difference that's made for me. And I didn't at the time. I do now. I certainly do now. I'm so pleased I was a part of that. I'm so pleased that people had shown me exactly how to do this so that I was able to show her. And then she'll be able to go on and show others. This is how you chip away at this ignorance. And that wee woman walked away with the solution. If she worked on the solution, if she practiced it, then she'd be sober. And she'll remain sober. Then she'll be able to carry the message to other women. Just imagine. This wee woman said she's got it all right, okay, fine. And she's then busy taking other women through the steps. Fantastic. It's just a wonderful thing. Wonderful thing to be a part of. Truly wonderful. I cannot say wonderful often enough. So anyway, there we go. And if there's some you're a bit sticky with, you've got the step 7 prayer. Oh, there you go. We have a steps of it prayer. Which some they give you an example of their prayer, but any prayer. My Creator, I am now willing that you should have all of me, every single defect of character which stands in the way of my usefulness to you and my fellows. Bring me strength as I go out from here to do your bidding. Amen. We have 9 completed steps, haven't we? And if the objectionable stuff is still there the next day, steps of the prayer again. Wonderful. Wonderful. Now we need more action without which we find that faith without works is dead. Let's look at steps 8 and 9. Look at them. And they tell you have to practice the 12 steps. How can you practice? How can you practice making an inventory? You know, yeah, make it or you don't make it. You fucking practice it. How do you practice turning your life and your will over? Yeah, they'll do it. You know, it's just insane. It's just totally, utterly insane. And I will say this, and you know, people say, "Yeah, that's insane." You get it in the air with people who have been listening to all this crap for 30 years, or 20 years, or 10 years. You've blown their whole AA life out of the water. And they just, no. You can't accept that. They just can't accept it. Complete denial. They've done. How shocking can it be? How shocking can it be? Step 8. Made a list of people we'd harmed. I'll read the whole thing. We now need more action without which we find that faith without works is dead. Let's look at steps 8 and 9. We have a list of persons we have harmed and to whom we are willing to make amends. We made it when we took inventory. Did that cover that? Yeah. Not sure it did actually. Hey, that's interesting. When I start looking at my list of resentments from a different point of view, then I have to start listing them and say, right, okay, who have I harmed? What part of me was at fault? Who have I harmed? My mistake, what part of me was at fault? Oh, right. And then I've got a list of people I've harmed. Oh, okay. So I've done it when I took inventory. I may have covered it, but it's worth repeating. Well, things worth repeating. There we go. We have a list. We have a list of persons. We have a list of all persons we have harmed and to whom we are willing to make amends. We made it when we took inventory. Step 4, we took inventory. Now we go to our fellows and repair the damage done in the past. We attempt to sweep away the debris which has accumulated out of our effort to live life on self-will and run the show ourselves. If we haven't the will to do this, we ask until it comes. Step 7, prayer. Remember, it was agreed at the beginning we would go to any lengths for victory over alcohol. And actually, they've gone quite a bit on step 9, from page 76 up to page 89. Could it be? Page 89. That's the end of the chapter. And it's where the let's do 9 there. 8 and 9. From page 76. Which then takes us up to the promises which are on page 85, is it? Yeah, this is a new verse. This is a new verse. And they're not where I expect them to be. So thanks for that, lads. So this is it, step 9. You're now going out to make amends to people, and you're considering it, you're discussing it with the man and taking his advice before you go and do anything. You don't just go and do it. You know, like, sorry to my next door neighbour for having an affair with his wife. No, that's not what you do. A big extreme example, but it makes a point. So best to discuss it with the man, because he's been there, seen it, and done it. Yeah. Now here, but this, I love this. I really love this. It's now on page 83, which is a bloody nuisance. If we are painstaking about this phase of our development, this phase, step 9, so it can be, isn't it? We will be amazed before we are halfway through. We're going to know a new freedom and a new happiness. We will not regret the past, nor wish to shut the door on it. Wow. We will comprehend the word serenity, and we will know peace. Remember, this is a bunch of ex-drunks who were screwed up to our funeral. They'd have argued where to put full stop. The longest sober was Bill W. 4 years. This is just astonishing. And we will know peace. No matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience will benefit others. That feeling of uselessness and self-pity will disappear. We will lose interest in selfish things and gain interest in our fellows. Self-seeking will slip away. Our whole attitude and outlook upon life will change. Fear of people and of economic insecurity will leave us. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. Wow. I used to go to a meeting where they read this out every meeting. And when it got to that point, I was just blown away. I just, wow. And I didn't know what the word intuitive meant. I knew it was good. And it is good to intuitively know. We will intuitively know how to handle situations which used to baffle us. We will suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. Are these extravagant promises? We think not. They are being fulfilled among us, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. They will always materialize if we work for them. Wow. The only work involved is 10 and 11. This thought brings us to step 10. Continue to take inventory. Well, when we're wrong, promptly admit it. Continue to take personal inventory now. It's not moral inventory. We know the truth about the situation. But we're now taking personal inventory on a daily basis, keeping a check on ourselves. And we will do it often enough, like riding a bike, that we will intuitively know how to handle things that used to baffle us. Wow. It's remarkable. Truly, utterly remarkable. Remember, I had the mind of a 10-year-old kid when I'd done this stuff. And I didn't know it. But it blew me away. And I had a massive spiritual experience. I didn't know it at the time. All the motorists on the A10 or the A1, they were going to wonder what's going on with this guy. Is he having a spiritual experience? Well, it's so beautiful to think back on that. Life's not been rosy, by the way. It's not been rosy. But I have the power to get through most things. The power to get through most things. And that is wonderful. But it couldn't have happened without me, you see. So I continue to take daily inventory. And when I'm wrong, promptly admit it. And I do it on a nightly basis. Unless something crops up in the middle of the day, I might have to think, I feel resentful, was it? I might have to phone somebody up. Yeah, fucking emergency here. Right, okay, what's going on? Right, okay, fair enough. Quick, Give me a call when you go home, have a look at it. We'll sort it out. Well done. Pick up the phone, always pick up the phone. And Yeah. And the most beautiful thing about it was, I done a gratitude list at the end of it. And I've got a whole load of them up there from 1997, I think. 96 maybe. Yeah, an A4 fold. With the ring binders to stop them from tearing. The man said that you're going to have this for a long time, so that'll save them from tearing and getting all over the place. It's not bad actually, because that's what, let's say 97, 23 years. Oh, 23 years. A diary of my, wow. I now do it on my phone, which is real handy on the phone. And it goes to iCloud, so even if I lose the phone, it's still there in iCloud, which is cool as well. In fact, I would say that's the best way to do it, for security reasons, if nothing else. Right. Fine. So, yeah, dynamite, absolute dynamite. And step 11, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understand God, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. Initially, I thought it was all bouncing about mattresses and chanting and da. You know, sought through prayer and meditation. Meditation. Shut up. Prayer is prayer. Meditation, I think this is the best definition of meditation ever. Because bear in mind that ideally we should only be a matter of a month in AA. So we're still pretty naive and kind of ignorant. You know, so meditation. Alcoholics are the best meditators on the planet. There's nobody to beat an alcoholic for meditating. The only problem is he meditates on the negative. He thinks deeply about the negative, which gets him into such a state that he has to try to relieve his symptoms. We all know that. But now it's turned round. You're now meditating on good stuff, which is part to do with step 10 inventory. Meditate on my inventory. Meditate on what I'm grateful for in my inventory. Wow, you could make this stuff up. This is a bunch of ex-drunks who are screwed up into a funeral. Are you listening? And I've taken you now through the whole programme in less than, should be a time there somewhere, just over an hour with sorry about that phone call in the middle of it. But anyway, just leave it there. That's what happens in real life. I don't know how to pause it or whatever. Hey, cool. I then become step 12. Step 12 is a way of being. It's the way I am now. It's my personality. Step 12. Try to help others. I'm trying to remember what step 12 was. I used to know them all off by heart. It's something to do with what's what I'm meant to. Let's see. Faith without works is dead. The next chapter is entirely devoted to step 12. Isn't it? Working with others. Yeah. You'll soon learn that stuff. We'll read it if you want. Can't remember how it goes. Having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, not a result, the specific, as the result of these steps, we practice these principles and try to help other alcoholics. Wow. We practice these principles and try to help other alcoholics, the still suffering alcoholic. That's the hard part. You get into these rooms and talk about this program, they call you names. You couldn't make it up. But I've taken hundreds of people through this program. I've taken hundreds of people through this program. Nearer 504. Yeah, you're talking rubbish. Think about it. Let's say 400. Let's say 20 years. 10 is 40. I'll try to figure it out. Dividing 400 by 10. 40 a year. 4 a month. 1 a week. And it only takes 2 days. That's the way it should be. Ideally. That's the way it's been for me. How do I know it works? Well, bad news spreads quickly in AA, especially if they're trying to put somebody down, and get a case against them. Yeah, he takes lots of people through the program, but they'll end up drunk again. I don't hear that. I'm still in touch with some people vaguely from 10 years ago. One guy told me, and this blew me away. He lives locally here. Where in Hertfordshire? Nice little place. Nice little place. The only place I've ever called home. This little place. I'm very attached to it. Very attached to it. And been through a lot. Yeah, this guy said he was in Cardiff, which is in Wales, for those of you who don't know. And he was at a meeting and he heard this guy sharing. And he knocked him after the meeting. He said, do you know a guy called John Mack? That's me, John Mack. He says, aye. Did he take you through this program? I said, yeah, he did. He recognised it. The guy was just sharing what I'd said to him. And here they were in Cardiff, which is 200 miles away. And there they were bumping into each other. Nothing happens by accident. They might have just reinforced both of them in what they were trying to do. Some of them turned out to be just very strange and all mystical and whatever else about it. And there they go. As long as they show people how to follow the clear-cut precise instructions, I really don't care. God bless their thoughts. But that's it. That's it, done. Are you listening? You've no excuse, because you can rewind it and go back to it, and so you've no excuse. And that's pretty neat, I suppose. Rewind that. What's it saying there? What's it saying? Oh yeah, right, I get it now. Yeah. I'm here. You know how to get in touch with me. Anybody wants to get in touch with me, feel free. I'll be more than happy. To discuss and help. Yeah. If you want an argument, okay, we'll have an argument. That's fine. And I won't have to punch you, because I don't need to do that anymore. I used to be good at that. Somebody in the pub would upset me. I'd wait till they went to the toilet and walk into the toilet and smash their face against the mirror. And I'd walk out and go down to the next pub. People go, what happened there? This guy with his face covered in blood. Deserved it, but didn't deserve that. It certainly deserved. And that's the way it was for me. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Now here I am. So there you go. Get lost. Have a good life. Because you will have a good life as you follow this stuff. I promise you that. That is a promise.